All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Local Podcast. Today is episode 36. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Jordan Hauser Digital. That is my video company here in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. If you and your company are in need of some video marketing content, you can check out greensburgvideo.com, or if you'd like to sponsor an episode of this very podcast, you can do so by reaching out to me at thelocal724.com and just head over to the contact page and fill out that form. So we have a pretty exciting announcement for the music lovers here in Greensburg. The Palace Theater and the Westmoreland Cultural Trust are putting on an event called the Love Local concert series in the courtyard, and there's going to be 10 musical acts over 5 days. That starts August 25th through the 29th. The shows start at 7 p.m. and they go till 9:30 p.m. There's only 40 tickets available every single night, so if you want to be a part of that, you can get in there and get those tickets. There is dinner provided by different local eateries every single night, and one of the coolest things is we are taping live podcasts every single night with the musical artists. I'm super excited to be partnering up with the Cultural Trust and the Palace Theater. And if you guys are interested in getting tickets, jump on Facebook and check out the Palace Theater or the Westmoreland Cultural Trust. All right. Today in studio, we have Victoria Fox. She is a corporate buyer for the NCAA at Dick's Sporting Goods Corporate down there in Pittsburgh, and she's an Instagram influencer. She goes by Coffee and a Blonde here in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. When you think of Instagram influencers, you probably think of all those kids out there in Los Angeles and New York and Miami and all of that, but Victoria was born and bred here in Greensburg, and she's definitely doing her thing over there on Instagram. So let's welcome Victoria Fox. Welcome to the Local 724 podcast in 3, 2, 1. Victoria Fox, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to have you in the studio.
Good to be here.
Yeah?
Excited to be here. Yes.
Me too. So we were just like chatting a little bit, and you were telling me about your job.
Yes.
And I think that is pretty current right now.
Super current. Yeah. Really current. So I work at Dick's Sporting Goods. I work at the corporate office, and I am a buyer for NCAA. So merch admin. So college football, Monday, this past Monday, Big Ten was canceled on us. And now, we have 3 still standing, but it was a rough day for a lot of people. And, so we have been running around. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going on. So it's kind of hard, but it's fun and I enjoy it a lot. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome just to think that you've got somebody that's local to the area that also the NCAA, that's it's
insane.
Yeah, it's awesome. My wife even just said, she was just like, wait a minute, she works for who? And I'm like, yeah. She does this, and she's like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Like you look at my Instagram and I'm like this super girly, girl, right? I like pink and my favorite color is blush pink. And then I work and I manage 240 college teams, and I'm talking to you about Penn State football and what I feel like is going to happen. And I watch my weeks consist of watching ESPN Monday through Friday to see what's going on Get Up. And I was telling you sports podcasts, and it's funny because you would have never thought, if you told me that 7 months ago, I'd be like, no. You're yanking my chain. That's not what's going to happen. Yeah. It's what happened. And it's funny, when I interviewed for my job, they were like, do you like football? And I was like, yeah, I went to 2 Penn State games. I can keep up, for sure. It's hilarious now. But no, I actually enjoy it. I work with a really great team of guys, and it's great. You get an education every day.
No, for sure. I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be so intimidated because I like football. Mm-hmm. I know a good bit about football. Yeah. But if people are going to sit there and start talking about the very insane details of football, the fine print, then I'm kind of I shake my head a lot. Yeah. And I'm just and then my biggest fear is somebody's going to look at me and be like, do you know who I'm talking about? Yeah. And I just go, yeah.
100%. Yeah. You do a lot of Googling in this job, a lot of Googling to figure it out. Doubt. ESPN, I have like ESPN things come across my computer on the daily, I always have to know like what's going on.
The ticker.
The ticker tells me everything. And but it's wild, like especially like going to like my first vendor meeting. My first vendor meeting was with Nike. So sitting in with Nike, like these people, like, right, like you never would think that was ever gonna. I'm from Greensburg. I never thought that was gonna ever happen.
Yeah.
So having these vendor meetings and getting to know them and them talking to you about product and saying, oh, like this is like what the coaches love and the coaches wear this. This is a coach favorite. I'm like, we're literally talking about what coaches like. Like that's crazy to me. So it's funny.
Nuts.
Yeah, it's wild.
Dude, that's wild. It's like, oh, this is what Nick Saban likes to wear.
Yeah. They like send you gifts and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, like it's cool. It's really, honestly, I never thought this would be like where I'm at in my career, like where I would go. But I'm actually really enjoying it.
That's awesome. I mean, that's really cool. The reason that we actually connected was because of the Clarabella podcast.
Yes.
And I was just like, yeah, it's awesome. I know that you have a very popular Instagram. And that is cool too. Like I was saying earlier about like your job and stuff, but like to have somebody local.
Yeah.
Because most of the time you see like the influencers.
Yeah.
And, they're from California, they're from New York and all that stuff. But to have, somebody like you right here in town is very strange. Cause like you check the Greensburg PA tab or whatever, or the hashtag. And it's like, oh shit. We have somebody that does this right here.
Yeah, I'm born and raised from Greensburg. So I was born up in Westmoreland Hospital. And then I went to Hempfield K through 12. And then I I always joke and say, I went 5 minutes from Hempfield down to Seton Hill. I followed in the footsteps of my mom. So I didn't go too far, but I always say there's something about Greensburg that keeps me here.
Dude, it's awesome. I've moved away from here like, oh my God. I don't know, 5 times.
Yeah.
And I keep coming back.
Yeah. There's something about it.
I'm just here.
My one friend, he's moving back. He was living in Baltimore and he's going to buy a house. And he was like, I just missed Greensburg. Like there's something about Greensburg. And I'm like, no, there really is something about Greensburg. Everyone's happy in Greensburg, I swear. And it's just a great place. Like it is. It's home. It's home.
It's a cool place. Yeah. And that's probably the best description I've heard. It's just home.
It's home.
It really is.
Like, yeah.
It, I don't know. There's something about it because it's not like the most happening spot in the entire world. You know what I mean? But I think there's this like, with the resurgence of Greensburg and like all these businesses coming in, these small businesses and like,
which is awesome.
Yeah. People that like want to make a name for themselves here. It's, it's very exciting for people our age and stuff. And I don't even know how you are. I'm sitting here saying our age. I'm 37.
I'm 23.
Okay, not our age.
No.
It's very exciting for people of all ages.
It is. So, it's a great place to live. I'm serious.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's just like, lots of things going on.
Yeah.
I mean, even this podcast, this thing helped. I mean, just the businesses around here, this thing.
It's awesome.
Is because of what's happening.
We need this. When I was in college, I interned for the Greensburg Community Development Corporation. And that was kind of like, we were starting to see like the small businesses and stuff like that coming in. But I was at a really crucial area. It was after Steve Gifford left. He was there with the Greensburg Community Development Corporation for years, I think like 15 years he was there. And he left and Faye Rossetti came in and she was the internum. And she was a rock star. She is awesome. Such a great lady. Passionate about community, and she worked in commercial banking, and she kind of took me under her wing, and I interned with her for over a year, and we were actually in this floor that we're sitting in right now. So it's great to be back. And then we moved over to the train station, but from there it was awesome because I got to really get a taste of community and what it was like to meet these people that really wanted to establish businesses in the community, and not only that, but people that would call you and say, hey, can we set up meetings? Can we talk about, getting money for businesses or, just that kind of stuff. It really put into perspective, hey, this is home and this is awesome. That people want to open storefronts and brick and mortars and, take their businesses and do this kind of stuff. So, I'm really proud of being a part of that. And also, being a part of some of the projects that I did there because I had an opportunity to get us published. So Greensburg was in
World
Magazine. Greensburg Community Development Corporation had a contract with them, with World Magazine. And when I took the internship, they were like, yeah, you have a project. And I was like, okay, like, what is it? Like, I can do this. And it was a 5-page spread in World Magazine.
Whoa.
And it was due in a month and a half, like after I started the internship. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? And I was like, I refused to do like some mediocre, like not like, I wanted to do like top-notch work, because at the time, like, we had so many young people. I was in college. I really wanted to do this. So I had 6 girls or 7 girls, these women in the community that were like really movers and shakers, I called it. So, like my best friend, her and her sister, she won Miss Dance PA.
Oh, whoa.
She danced at Sandra Lynn's. So I'm like, I want you and your sister in this. And like, there was a girl, she was an artist, up and coming artist, and she was in it. And Jess from, Greensburg Community.
Downtown Greensburg
yes,
Project.
Why can't I think? I always get the two confused, even though I interned. I don't know.
Jess Hickey.
Yes, she was up on the train station over here, and she looked beautiful. And just that kind of stuff. Like, we shot all through the community, and we shot up the top of the 5th floor at the Bell Garage.
That's
and
all. Yeah.
My uncle, actually, he owns a business in Greensburg, and he bought a rat rod. Like this blacked out rat rod. And I was like, okay, you bought this. I want this for the shoot. And he bought it to put his stickers, like to decal his, like for his business. And I was like, that's great. Can you bring it to the 5th floor of the Bell Garage for me?
That's awesome.
And I'm going to use this. And it actually was the cover photo for the whole spread for Whirl. So it was awesome. It was really sweet. And I actually, during quarantine, was like reminded of that I did this, because my best friend, her dad had it out at his house sitting. And I was like, oh my God, like, I forget that I did this. Like, I did this. We all did this. Like, us as a group did this together, because there was a lot of moving parts, but it was innovative hairstyles in Greensburg. And it was like, with innovative areas and different areas. And so I did 5 salons, 2 boutiques, and like 7 girls. And we shot in like 4 or 5 different locations in Greensburg. So
that's crazy.
It was kind of fun, because it got published and like, showed Greensburg its beauty.
That's a lot of fun. I mean, like, innovative hairstyles, but that's innovative. That's innovative marketing right there. I mean, that's awesome. And that's your thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to college. I have a bachelor's of science in business administration, a minor in marketing, a concentration in communications and human resources. So I was an overachiever in college.
Yeah,
Full disclaimer, like, don't recommend, if you're out there listening, going to college, don't do what I did. I mean, I was dedicated to the cause, but
no doubt. Holy cow. Yeah. So did your internship there, was this before or after your Instagram?
It was kind of like during. Like, I was kind of like blogging. I was 21. My blog was starting to get some heat when I went to college. So many years ago. I feel old. I was like literally in a conference call the other day. I was like, guys, because like they're like in their 20s, and I'm like, no, guys, I'm gonna be 24. Like, I'm old. And they're like, OMG, we just had a baby. Like, this person's like, I just had a kid. Like, shut up. I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, I feel old every day, but I'm really not. But yeah, but my 24th birthday was 13 years ago. It's fine. It's fine. But it was kind of during, like, when I went to college, my blog kind of started to take off. I was doing like here and there things. I was getting sent some product, but in college is like really when I started to get paid for product. I was doing paid collaborations, and in college is like really when I got to start going on blogging trips. So I got to go to Nashville, and I got to work with what are blogging trips? Blogging trips are a very like fun thing. So I went with like 8 or 10 girls to Nashville, and it was like a blogging trip. Like, we did work, and we worked with different like local people, and went to dinners and like blogged these dinners and did different activities, and had some photo shoots with different like photographers in the area, and worked with some boutiques and stuff like that. Yeah. So a great way to go see places, great way to go see Nashville for sure, because Nashville's beautiful. And so yeah, like in college it just really started to go and climb more and more. And then when I graduated from college, I didn't come out of college with a job. So I was kind of like, okay. And I was working at Clarabella, and I was working 5 days a week for Ginny. And I was blogging essentially full time for about 4.5 months. And then it was always my goal in life to go work corporate retail. So then I got my shot.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, like this is what I'm going to do. I could always come back to it if I want to. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I kind of was in the similar career path there. I worked American Eagle. I was the video director at American Eagle.
Really?
Corporate. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was fun. Many a times I was searching up like different jobs like in that field, and you've got a few options around here. You've got Rue and you have Dick's.
I was just going to say, you got Rue and you got Dick's and you got American
Dick's
Eagle.
And American Eagle. And that's pretty much it.
That's a lot. A lot of the people I worked with, I started with at Dick's. A couple of the girls, I started in e-com, so it was really great because I went to e-com and now I'm working supply chain and I'm learning, about your brick and mortar and what your brick and mortar needs. Yep. But I also can tell you about SEO, SEM, and like what we need with our product pages and what we need to carry those categories. So it's kind of fun in that retrospect to have that balance there. But I have some friends that worked in e-com and they went over to American Eagle and they enjoy themselves. They love it. Their summer Fridays are at 1:00 and ours are at 3:00. They like to remind us that.
Yep.
So
Summer Fridays were the best. Oh, that went from Memorial Day to Labor Day and Memorial Day to Labor Day. And it literally was the best. Oh. I mean, like the activities and stuff that they have over at American Eagle were like just phenomenal. Yeah. It was just like, if they threw a Christmas party, it was the best Christmas party.
It was probably a really legit Christmas party. It's not like a mediocre Christmas party that we get.
I mean, it was at like, it was at like Stage AE.
Was it really?
Oh, God, yeah.
Did you have like bands come in and play?
They would have bands come in and play.
That's sweet.
And, we would be, and the girls, like the social girls and stuff would be sitting there hanging out like drink tickets.
Oh, yeah.
It's a party.
It's a party.
Like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
That's so sweet.
You're having a bomb-ass party at Stage AE. And nobody else in Pittsburgh,
everyone's like
is doing anything.
Yeah. How many years did you work there?
So I worked there from 2014 till the end of 2017.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah. It's really sweet.
It was a lot of fun. My team was a lot of fun. I met so many amazing people there. Yeah. Just like some of the coolest people. Like when me and my wife, Jess, got married, a lot of those people were in attendance for the reception party. We got married at the beach.
That's cool.
And then we just had like a reception party at the Rialto.
Yeah.
And so a lot of those guys came from Pittsburgh and like hung out and stuff. Yeah. A lot of my team. It was awesome.
Yeah. People that go there, they love it. Like the one girl I'm friends with, she's in marketing there. Yeah. In social marketing. My other friend is in email marketing. And they both really love their lives.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah. I mean, I tell stories about like, being sent, like, you pull up to like Allegheny Airport. Yeah. Park your car, you leave your keys.
Got the jet. Did they clean your car for you?
Yep.
That's the best.
The best thing ever.
The best.
Love it.
I have a family friend that worked at Dick's and he's been there for 21 years and he loves it, but he said he would fly the jet a lot there. Yeah. 'Cause that's what he did. And he always loved taking his wife's minivan because when he came back, the minivan was clean. And he was like, oh yeah, like I don't have to go home and clean it.
It's amazing.
Like they clean out like all of like the Cheetos and like, like he was like, that's the best thing about working at Dick's. He's like, if you get like real good, like real up, if you stay, you can look forward to that. And I was okay, like thanks.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, just pull onto the runway. You leave your car, you leave your keys.
That's so fun.
And you literally like drop your keys, you go to New York or something, and you're hanging out in New York, you're doing your work, you come back the same day.
Yeah, you do the same day trips.
Your car,
it's clean.
Yeah, your car is on the runway.
That's great.
Clean. They hand you your keys, you jump in there, you drive down the runway, out a little gate, and you're gone.
That's fantastic.
One of the coolest things ever.
That's fantastic. Something to look forward to. Right? Some goal to look forward to.
Yeah. After that, after 2017, it's just like I love the corporate gig. I loved it at first, and then like it just became like because we sold t-shirts and jeans. That was our thing. Yeah. It just became so mundane for me being like in creative.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I always say the corporate landscape was something I wanted to definitely test and feel and get to experience for sure after college. And I was actually going to sell myself short and be like, no, I don't want to go retail. I don't want to work in, fashion, and I don't want that. I don't want that. And it's funny how it worked out, but I always say it's part of my 5-year plan. It's something I want to experience for about 5 years, and then I want to branch on to the next, whatever that next may be. But for now, it's a great experience. I think you can really, when you're young, you can learn a lot of vital things.
Absolutely.
You can definitely be tested.
That's the thing. Like when I left, I was like, like I wasn't getting along with management all that well. Because like I'm kind of like creative. I'm a free spirit. I wanted to like do these things, and like those guys weren't as like free spirited as myself. So they were just kind of like, yo, we do have like a rule book that we have to follow. Yeah. And I'm just like, ugh. So I left like, kind of angry, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I have to give credit. I always give credit to those jobs. Like I learned so much about, talking with people and, different types of, experiences that I had that really did translate into owning my own business now.
100%. That
it's like, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now without those places.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's always like a stepping stone, right? It's like your next step. So when you're having a meltdown, like about something and you're like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can, I've had those moments where I'm like, I don't think I can do this. Like, this is too much for me. I don't think. And then it's funny because you always like rally yourself together and like, I can do this. But the lessons that you learn out of those experiences make you they help to take that next step or that stone, wherever that may be. So
yeah, it's wild. Yeah. I mean, like even managers that I had that I didn't get along with, like really did not like. Yeah. Now looking back, I'm like, yo, that person was instrumental. Yeah. In where I'm at right now.
Yeah, like respect. Yeah.
Absolutely respect. Yeah, it's a wild thing.
It's wild.
It's humbling.
It is.
You definitely are just like, man, maybe I was being too much of a prick.
And working with teams, like my team before so when I was in e-com, I worked with like 4 girls. Okay, so we were all girls. So it was like a team of 5 girls, right? Right. I go upstairs and I'm like, oh, hey, boys. There's 2 girls on my team and the rest are all like 5 guys. So I work with majority guys. I mean, like we balance it a little bit, but we don't balance it. Right, yeah. And like it's fun because you learn how to work with different people. Like you learn how to like work with a team more than anything. Like who do I hit up with like questions, or like who do I hit up with this concern, or we're all responsible for different things. Yeah. And that's what kind of makes a circle, I guess. Right. Yeah. But that's a big test, is like learning how to work with the team, but learning to work with people, even if they're different, it helps to make you who you are, especially when you do have your own business or your own, social media or, your own e-com platform or whatever it may be. That skill helps you a lot.
It's awesome.
Just working with people.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm sure that your corporate gig definitely translates over to your social media gig. Yeah. Yeah. In the way that you present yourself, in the way that you value your time, your effort. Yeah. In the time that you respect yourself. Yeah. Especially like now being upstairs and buying, you get to understand more about what goes into paid marketing more than, downstairs when I was in e-com. And so you're learning more what the vendor will give, right? Yeah. Where and it translates into blogging this way because we're so used to pitching out. Like I've pitched to so many companies and brands and stuff. And we always say in the blogging world, I'm good friends with a lot of girls from Pittsburgh, and we always will talk about who we pitch to, and they're like, oh, well, so-and-so, like they don't want to offer me. They just want to give me free product in exchange for posting. And it's always funny because like those people have really massive followings. They're up into like 30,000 followers, and you really learn how to respect your time more and your values of like what you want. For sure. When you're putting that presence out on social media. So working in this kind of atmosphere now, you see what brands will put out for you and you see what brands won't, and how to translate that into, conveying your message of what you want when collaborating with a brand. Yeah. So yeah. That's awesome. I mean, it's very like, this is probably, I mean, like, this is a local show. This is going out to Greensburg, maybe like Latrobe, Ligonier, Irwin area. So like people are probably just like, what the hell are they even talking about? What is an influencer? Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. But like, honestly, it really is like,
it's very interesting. Like, what kind of advice would you give to somebody in 2020?
In 2020. Ooh.
About, jumping on a social media platform and, attaining some sort of following?
That is a good question. 2020.
Or we can just burn 2020 down.
Yeah, 2020
say
needs
fuck that.
Yeah,
and
it needs
go
to
2021.
go. I was saying that to someone the other day. I was like, this sucks.
Yeah,
like someone was like, there's 4 months left. And I was like, don't remind me.
Right.
Like the day college football gets canceled for like 4 months to go. We're like, great. Want to start a cornhole tournament? That's our plan right now for Fall Guys. But honestly, social media is so complex. So like when I started 5 years ago on social media, there was a lot of influencers, a lot of people blogging, a lot of people on social media. But like now it's always funny because people are like, bloggers are so saturated and influence is so, saturated and so much of that. And I say no to that because there's a place for everyone at the table, right? Like for me, I'm a 20-something blogger that likes to share affordable style and fashion with you, but I also like to talk to you about like your career and your career platforms where someone else might be into, sharing deals and steals with you. And, it's great. Like my good friend Jen, she lives in Pittsburgh. She likes to share, Gabe's finds and TJ Maxx finds and thrifty finds for you. And, so we all have our niches, right? And that's great. So social media is it's hard all around. Just everything that's happening right now, social media is just a hard platform to even be on. I find myself not even like really on much anymore, I feel like, because it's so heavy sometimes just to be on. But if you're trying to really create a presence, I always say like create a niche. Create what you want. Like how do you want to represent? Don't be something you're not. When I started out this gig, I just shared like my clothes that I took on on my phone. My mom took it in front of my house, and then it went to
the Instagram mom. Yeah,
like the Instagram mom turned into the Instagram boyfriend who shot all your photos and edited all your photos for you. But I mean, as the years went on, I learned what I really wanted to be, and so. If you're wanting to establish an Instagram presence or a social media presence, may it be Facebook, may it be, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, huge platform right now, huge platform. Create your niche, create what you want. Don't follow in the footsteps of what others it's easier said than done. Don't compare yourself to others. And it's hard because we all have that moment where we're like, like where we're comparing and we think, things, but be authentic, be you, be true, optimize hashtags. They're great. And, just have fun with it. Don't take it too serious because I think the moment that you do take it really serious, you lose a little sight and sound of like what you want to come out of it. Yeah. And yeah.
That was a big thing. I got into YouTube, being a video guy. I got into YouTube back in 2016. Yeah. And I thought, maybe I'll do some like fun stuff. Maybe I'll do some like prank videos or something like that. That'd so like fun. I started like pranking my wife and, like shooting her with a Nerf gun and like
She'd probably love that.
She actually really does like it. It's hysterical. As weird as it says, it didn't come from me. She has actually said, because we haven't done it in a while, she's like, I really do miss when you prank me. Yeah. So, I mean, like, I've got some things up my sleeve. But I've taken the channel in a different direction. And I started saying, like, hey, I'm a video guy, I'm a photography guy and things. And I started, like, making these tutorial videos for people that were at my level. Yeah, absolutely. And I was like, going for a couple years. And then I was thinking like, hey, people that are at my level aren't really looking at me for, information. Yeah. We're looking at people above us. Yeah, so exactly. I was like, okay, so I wanted to niche down way hard. I mean, like, this is kind of the idea of this podcast. Yeah. I went down and down and down and down until I got to the fact that I was like, you know what? I want to teach beginners how to shoot YouTube videos. Yeah. And how to shoot photos and do like whatever. Use this camera, use that camera, use lighting in a great way. Yeah. And then all of a sudden when I did that, it like I went from like a few hundred subscribers to like I hit 1,000 real fast, and then I hit 2,000, and then I hit 5,000, and now I'm at like 70 something or 7,000.
Yeah.
But like 7,200 or something like that. And it was just like a lot of that really had to do with like getting very specific.
Yeah.
So I kind of took that same idea and thought the podcast would be great to do local.
Yeah.
Like very like niche down and like starting to talk about like people.
Yeah.
Because like that's the most important thing is like, you know, getting your story and stuff like that. Like, you know, who is Victoria Fox? Victoria Fox is somebody that is, you know, you see her on the hashtag Greensburg PA and it's just like, oh, she's an Instagrammer.
Yeah.
That's what she is.
Yeah.
But it's so much more than that.
Yeah, it's defining yourself. And I think for me, you know, when I started my blog, like I said, it was just sharing some photos and it was just showing, you know, who I was in college and in high school. And I started my blog as a resume builder. I was going to go to Kent State for fashion merch. And my mom was like, I love you, but no, like you need a business degree. Yeah. And I was like, but Mom, I'm going to like be a fashion designer. And like, you know, you're so optimistic and you're like, you got to get real, like reel it in. Okay. Yeah. And, you know, I finally feel like I found who I was through my blog, a lot of, you know, growing into what I wanted to be. And I rebranded my blog in 2018, 2019. Yeah, 2018. I rebranded myself and set up my site and more, you know, functionally and showed like what I really wanted to be and, you know, creating more of what I wanted. It's funny because when I started, I was like dressed to the nines and now you're going to find me in tennis shoes and white t-shirts. That's my uniform. Yeah. 99% of the time. And if I'm home, which I have been for about 4 months, right, yeah, you'll find me in like yoga pants. Yeah. So it's just funny how like I think also just like growing as a person, you change what you want.
It really does.
Yeah.
I think because like when I started the whole like YouTube thing, it was just like, you know, there were certain people that I was watching that I was like, oh my God, I want to start a channel like that guy.
I want to be like you.
I need to be like this
like,
guy.
Yeah.
And then like after a while, it really just like turned into, I'm going to just kind of be myself. And if you don't like it, bye. Then that's fine. Yeah. You don't even have to watch this. Like, who cares? And that's kind of how it is right now.
Social pressure, yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great when you're doing something that you're happy with and you feel good and you don't care. Yeah. You don't care. Like it's so hard in like today's society. Like, you know, there's so much going on right now that you've just like, it gets like heavy. It gets heavy sometimes. You're just like, it really is. Turn it off, go for a walk, be done with this. But yeah, it's fun.
It's very cool. Yeah. I mean, just to like have people out there that, and I know like working with beginners and stuff like that, like through YouTube, I have constantly, there's people like messaging me that are like, you know, how do I do XYZ? How do I do this? How do I do that? And it's just like,
isn't that so rewarding though? Isn't it the best moment of your life?
It's awesome.
You feel like you did like someone cares. Not saying like that, but like, it's like someone cares.
They
think something of me. Like they think I'm awesome. Like they care what I have to say.
Somebody thinks that I have made it.
Yeah.
And I am always looking at the people ahead of me who are like, oh, that guy made it and I need to like be in that guy's shoes. But it's very cool. Like I got really happy when I niched down so far that I had people asking me, how do I get the footage off of my camera onto my computer? Oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, this is where I need to be because
these are my people.
Like, these are my people.
These are my people.
I want to teach them how to do
You want to create a community of people. Yeah. You want to create people that care about what you have to say and what you are putting out there, right? Yeah. So like I said, like, you know, isn't that so rewarding when someone was like, hey, really like, can you, you know, or you're getting messages and, you know, I think the most rewarding moment for me, this is so cliche, but I went to Garth Brooks with my boyfriend's brother. He's a huge Garth Brooks fan. And so I went last minute on a ticket and I was like, okay, I'll go.
Did the thunder roll?
Yeah, Yeah. Okay, so I knew one Garth Brooks songs, and so I told Ginny, who owns Clarabelle, and I was like, Gin, I'm going to Garth Brooks. And she was like, great, Vic. And I was like, I got friends in high places. And she was like, no.
It's low places.
It's low places, Vic. I was like, oh. So the most rewarding moment was I was at the concert, and a girl turned around and she goes, "You're Coffee and a Blonde."
Nice.
And I go, there's like 75,000 people. Like, it was packed, like, right? It was like sold out. And I'm like, this girl knows who I am.
Yep.
And she was like, I follow you on Instagram. I love you. And my friend, like our best friend, was like, Vicky, you're famous. And I was like, no, I am not. I was like, oh my God.
That's awesome.
We were like, I was at Target one time and someone was like, oh my God, hi. And I was like, it's so rewarding when people care what you have to say, or when people are thankful for, what you have to say. And it's like, you're people, and you make people, and it's nice.
It's awesome. It's very cool. Like from YouTube, I never got recognized from YouTube, like locally or anything like that.
You will.
The podcast.
The pod, yeah.
Definitely. That's happened multiple times, and it feels wonderful. And to know that I'm doing it for a great reason is just like, I want to shine a spotlight on like everybody around here that's doing awesome things, people that I look up to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm like, oh, well, this person has like an awesome like small business, and I think that they're doing amazing things for the community. Yeah. And so I have them on, and it's just like, I get recognized because of it's them.
It's them.
And that's my whole model.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's awesome. It's so much fun.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I'm really glad that you decided to stop in today.
Yes.
And, it was very fun to talk to you. And I think that, like, it's so wild to be able to like talk to somebody that does have like that kind of, platform.
Yeah.
Like Instagram, and then like you're taking that and you're working into marketing at, a giant corporation.
It's insane. I was not aware of what I bit off. It's all like what you said, like when you like bite off something, you're like, you can't chew it. It's like, it's heavy. Yeah. But I'm thankful, but it's all because, like I always say, people like will message me. I've had a lot of people that have recently graduated from college, and they've been messaging me, and they're like, hey, like, first off, didn't know you had like this major social media. Right. I'm like, not really, but thanks. Like, I'm just like, so I don't know. I don't recognize it at all. But they were like, but we found you on LinkedIn. And, I just graduated from college, and I found a couple of jobs here, and like, what are your best tips and stuff? And just even like that's so rewarding. Yeah. Like working into that now, it's like, hey, like, if you need anything, like, please, like, I would love to help you. And that's kind of like where my whole blog is, it's like helping you to grow your business and everything like that. And, helping those peeps out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like whenever you're talking about like Instagram and things like that, like, utilizing hashtags effectively, things like that. Oh yeah. I mean, like, what are some of the tips and stuff that you can pass on to people that are like really trying to do it? Because I can tell you right now, I know that my nieces are definitely like hardcore trying. My kids are definitely trying to like make a name for themselves on YouTube. Yeah. Things like that.
Absolutely. Hashtags are your friend. We had this big talk at Clarabelle. I remember when I'm still there on Saturdays, but we had this big talk, and I was like, hashtags are your friends. Like, use your 30 hashtags. Mm-hmm. Use them. Doesn't matter where you put them. You can put them in the photo, or you can put them in the comments, but use your hashtags because they're good. And use smart hashtags. Use a hashtag that's really well used and really well liked. And not only that, but for a long time, I used to tag like locations, so like Greensburg or Pittsburgh. And if you ever look at Clarabelle, those girls, they will tag like little local businesses and stuff like that to grab the attention of different people. And that works, so do that. Don't be afraid to use like your resources. Like, search for what you have, like, things that are in front of you. So hashtags are your friends, tag locations, and just comment, like, follow hashtags. Like we follow over there, boycott boring nails. And I always love follow.
That's awesome. I love that.
I always
awesome.
love it because I'll be like scrolling midday and I'll be like, oh, there's Jordan's work. Oh, there's Kate. Oh, I didn't. Ooh, those are nice. Like it's just funny. Like when you're scrolling through because it goes to the top of the top of the algorithm. I mean, things have changed so much with social media. With the algorithm, it's just like we're trying to fight the algorithm now.
Yeah.
Fight it.
Or figure it out. Yeah.
Or figure it out. But at the end of the day, like. I'm a huge advocate for just having fun with it because it's going to open a door for you. It's going to teach you something. It's going to get you to come out of your shell. It's going to make connections and open doors. So have fun with it. Don't take it too serious, but also grow it. Use smart hashtaggings and see what others are doing and how they're optimizing their social medias and, use stories and all that good stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of the information. I appreciate that. And I'm sure a lot of other people appreciate that.
Yes, of course.
Awesome. Do you have any plugs to drop right now? I mean, I don't know, maybe an Instagram account?
Yeah, follow me on @coffeeandablonde. I share great, I haven't really been sharing sales right now. It's just been like super weird time that I don't want to like endorse spending right now.
Yeah.
Everything that's like literally going on right now. But yeah, follow me @coffeeandablonde. I share about my day-to-day life, affordable fashion, if you're into that. I have a pretty cute dog. You can follow along on that. Her name's Molly Coke. And my adventures golfing and hanging out with my boyfriend and my friends. And so follow along and all things Greensburg because I'm from Greensburg and Pittsburgh. So yeah.
There you go. All right. Victoria, thanks so much for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
All right, there she goes, Victoria Fox. Be sure to head over to Instagram and follow Coffee and a Blonde. And let's wish her well with the NCAA and everything that's going on currently right now. We hope to get those sports back in action as soon as we can, safely, and all of that good stuff. Also, do not forget about the Love Local Courtyard Concert Series being put on by the Palace Theater and the Cultural Trust. We are partnering with them to provide some live podcasting to get the stories behind the bands. That's going to be pretty exciting, very interesting. And if you want tickets, you can go directly to thepalacetheater.org and pick up some tickets. Remember, there's only 40 tickets available each night, so you probably want to jump on that. There's not a lot for people to do these days, and they're jumping on anything they can do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, as always, and I will see you next week. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys at the concert series. See ya.